Hello everyone and welcome to the WilliamTopsTV community. I'm your host and I'm excited to take you on a tour of the world's strangest cemeteries. Each of these cemeteries is unique and has an intriguing story that has captured the imagination of people all over the planet. So get ready to explore together and discover the mysteries behind these amazing cemeteries. Let's get started! The empty cemetery of Finister, located on Monte do Cabo de Finisterre in Galicia, is a place that evokes a sense of mystery and solitude. Unlike most cemeteries, this place has never been used to bury the deceased, mainly due to political and bureaucratic reasons. This peculiarity gives it a unique and enigmatic aura. The most striking feature of this cemetery is its unusual design. Instead of traditional crosses and sculptures, the niches are formed by granite cubes. This architectural choice contributes to create a gloomy and austere atmosphere, which contrasts with the beauty and majesty of the sea that stretches in front of it. It is said that the deceased should be facing the sea, adding a poetic element to the atmosphere of the place. The combination of the coldness of the granite, the absence of life, and the imposing presence of the sea gives the empty cemetery of Finisterre a somber and unique beauty. It is a place that invites reflection on life, death, and the ephemeral nature of all things. To visit this place is to immerse oneself in a world of contrasts, where beauty and sadness intertwine in a fascinating way. The Sagata Hanging Cemetery, located in Echo Valley in the northern Philippine Islands, is a unique and fascinating place. Here, on the slopes of a mountain, hundreds of wooden coffins are suspended, creating an impressive and mysterious image. This ancient practice has deep roots in the local beliefs and burial traditions of the region. The purpose behind this elevated placement of the coffins was to facilitate the spirit's journey to the afterlife, allowing them to reach their destination more quickly and directly. In addition, it was believed that this elevated placement protected the bodies from rapid decomposition caused by possible water seepage into the ground. Some of these coffins date back more than 2,000 years, reflecting the profound importance attached to the world of the dead and burial traditions in the local culture. In ancient times, it was the elders themselves who prepared their coffins before death, carving them with their own hands. The bodies were placed in the fetal position, symbolizing the beginning of a new life in the afterlife. Although today this practice is done to a lesser extent, the Sagata Hanging Cemetery remains a powerful reminder of the beliefs and customs of the Filipino ancestors. To visit this place is to immerse oneself in a rich and mysterious history, where life and death intertwine in a unique and poignant way. Mary Cemetery, located in the picturesque village of Sapana, in the region of Maramureș, Romania, is a unique gem in the world of cemeteries. What distinguishes it from other resting places is its peculiarity. The tombstones are not simple blocks of stone, but colorful works of art that look like something out of a fairy tale or an animated movie. Each tombstone is adorned with paintings that tell the story of the person lying beneath it, showing scenes from their life, their accomplishments, and their passions. These depictions range from everyday moments to important milestones in the lives of the departed, creating a vibrant and poignant portrait of those who once walked this earth. Mary Cemetery has become a popular tourist destination, not only for its uniqueness, but also for the beauty and originality of its artwork. Visitors can stroll among the gravestones and marvel at the artistic skills of the carvers and painters who created them, while reflecting on the life and death of those who rest in this special place. In Ahmedabad, northwest India, is the curious New Lucky restaurant where diners can enjoy their meal surrounded by the deceased. Half a century ago, the restaurant's owner, Krishnan Kuti, acquired a plot of land without knowing that it was an old cemetery. He decided to build the restaurant on this land, preserving the 12 tombs that were there, some of which belonged to saints from the 16th century. This peculiar restaurant has gained fame for its unusual location and has become a tourist attraction. The restaurant's tables are arranged around the tombs, creating a unique and, for some, somewhat eerie atmosphere. Despite the presence of the tombs, customers seem to enjoy the experience, as the restaurant has maintained its clientele over the years. In the desolate Atacama Desert, in northern Chile, lies the enigmatic Lenoria Cemetery, located in an abandoned town that used to be a prosperous mining center. This place is witness to a history marked by tragedy and abandonment, reflected in the austere and desolate appearance of the cemetery. The history of Lenoria is marked by the harsh living conditions of its inhabitants, who worked in the mines in extremely dangerous conditions. Many of them lost their lives in unexpected accidents, which led to the need to build a cemetery quickly and without adornment. The appearance of Lenoria Cemetery is eerie and somber. The graves are marked by wooden crosses, many of which are twisted or broken by the relentless passage of time and lack of maintenance. This desolate image is compounded by the fact that many of the tombs are open or have been excavated, adding an element of eeriness and mystery to the site. The Old Jewish Cemetery, located in Prague, Czech Republic, is a landmark that offers a unique window into Jewish history and culture in Europe. Dating back to the 15th century, this cemetery is one of the oldest and largest Jewish cemeteries in Central Europe. What makes the Old Jewish Cemetery so impressive is its density of gravestones, with more than 12,000 protruding from the ground in a relatively small space. This landscape of stacked tombstones creates a unique and poignant atmosphere that evokes centuries of Jewish history and tradition. Among the tombs is that of Prague's Rabbi Judah Loew ben Bezalel, who is known for the legend of creating the clay golem. Over his tomb stands a majestic lion, symbolizing strength and protection. According to legend, the rabbi created the golem to protect the Jewish community of Prague from anti-Semitic pogroms and persecutions. In addition to its historical and religious significance, the Old Jewish Cemetery is a place of great architectural and spiritual beauty. Its narrow, winding alleys, surrounded by ancient moss-covered tombstones, transport visitors through the centuries of Jewish history in Prague. Highgate Cemetery in London, England, is a place that encapsulates the Victorian fascination with death and the afterlife. Founded in 1839, this cemetery is famous not only for its impressive architecture, but also for being the final resting place of several notable figures. The main entrance to the cemetery is adorned with Egyptian-style columns, a tribute to the ancient fascination with the afterlife and funeral rituals. These columns give the cemetery an air of majesty and solemnity, as if it were the gateway to another world. Beyond the entrance, the cemetery is transformed into a Gothic setting, where nature seems to claim its territory. The vines and local flora intertwine with the tombstones and monuments, creating a mystical and ethereal atmosphere. The tombs, some weather-worn and others majestic, tell stories of past lives and lasting legacies. Waverly Cemetery, located in Sydney, Australia, has the honor of being the oldest funeral service provider in the city. Since its opening in 1877, this place has been chosen as the final resting place for numerous influential and significant people. As well as being a final destination for many, Waverly Cemetery offers visitors a unique opportunity to immerse themselves in Sydney's history, as many of the monuments and gravestones tell stories of times past. If you are a movie buff, you may recognize Waverly Cemetery from its appearance in the movie The Great Gatsby. Gatsby's funeral scene was filmed precisely in this picturesque cemetery. In addition to its rich history and movie connections, Waverly Cemetery also provides visitors with some of the best views of the city of Sydney, adding an extra element of beauty. Aama Cemetery, located in the heart of Tokyo, is an iconic place that not only serves as a final resting place, but is also a focal point for the history and culture of the Japanese capital. Since its opening, it has been chosen as the resting place of numerous prominent figures in Tokyo's history and society. What makes Aama Cemetery particularly remarkable is its natural setting and its connection to the sakura, or cherry blossom season. Each year, during the spring, sakura adorn the cemetery's landscape with a show of color and fragrance. This annual event attracts thousands of visitors, both locals and tourists, who come to enjoy a stroll among the blossoming trees and admire the ephemeral beauty of the cherry blossoms. Beyond its natural beauty, Aama Cemetery is a place of serenity and contemplation, where visitors can reflect on life and death while exploring the meandering paths and memorials. In addition, its historical and cultural significance makes it a must-see destination for those interested in immersing themselves in Tokyo's rich heritage. Greenwood Cemetery, located in New York's vibrant Brooklyn borough, is much more than just a final resting place. Since its opening in 1838, it has acquired a sacred aura and has become a cultural and historical landmark in the city. The cemetery is architecturally stunning, with its Gothic-style gates inviting visitors into a world of serenity and reflection. As visitors walk through the tree-lined paths and manicured gardens, they are surrounded by a peaceful and comforting atmosphere. The statues that adorn the grounds, some of which recreate biblical scenes, add a touch of majesty and solemnity to the ambiance. Greenwood is also the resting place of numerous notable figures in the history of New York and the United States in general. From influential politicians to artists and entrepreneurs, many prominent individuals have chosen the cemetery as their final resting place, adding an additional layer of historical interest to the site. But Greenwood is not just a cemetery. It is also an urban retreat where the living can enjoy the tranquility and beauty of nature. Its landscape spaces offer a place of escape from the hustle and bustle of the city, where visitors can stroll, reflect, or simply enjoy the serene surroundings. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. We also invite you to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Père Lachaise Cemetery, located in the heart of Paris, is a landmark that attracts visitors from all over the world. Founded in 1804, this historic cemetery is the largest in Paris and one of the most visited on the planet. What makes Père Lachaise so special is its impressive collection of tombs and monuments, which serve as the final home of some of history's most influential figures. Among the illustrious residents are world-renowned philosophers, writers, musicians, politicians, and artists. From legendary rocker Jim Morrison to literary genius Oscar Wilde to composers Gioacchino Rossini and Georges Bizet, as well as philosopher Jean-François Lyotard, Père Lachaise Cemetery is home to an incredible diversity of talent and personalities. Each tomb and mausoleum tells a unique story, reflecting the life and accomplishments of the deceased. Visitors can stroll among the serene tree-lined avenues and admire the variety of architectural and sculptural styles that adorn the cemetery. From the imposing statues to the delicate funerary monuments, every corner of Père Lachaise breathes history and art. In addition to being a place of eternal rest, the cemetery is also a popular tourist destination, where history, culture, and music buffs can pay homage to their idols and explore the most fascinating corners of Paris. Whether to contemplate the tombstones of famous figures or simply to enjoy a stroll among the tranquil beauty of the site, Père Lachaise offers an unforgettable experience for all who visit. The Recoleta Cemetery, located in the heart of Buenos Aires, Argentina, is one of the most recognized and visited cemeteries in all of Latin America. Founded in 1822, this historic cemetery is much more than a place of eternal rest. It is a true open-air museum that houses the tombs of some of the most notable and famous people of Argentina and the world. Among the illustrious figures laid to rest at La Recoleta or Eva Perón, one of the most influential women in Argentine history, presidents of the country, Nobel Prize laureates such as Luis Federico Leloir, and Admiral Guillermo Brown, considered the father of the Argentine Navy. There is even a granddaughter of Napoleon Bonaparte among the cemetery's residents. The architectural and sculptural variety at La Recoleta is impressive. From majestic mausoleums to delicate statues, each tomb tells its own story and reflects the importance and legacy of those who lie beneath it. Visitors can stroll through the intricate pathways, surrounded by memorials, marveling at the beauty and serenity of the site. In addition to being a destination for those interested in Argentine history and culture, La Recoleta Cemetery is a tourist attraction in its own right. Its impressive architectural structures and rich history make it a fascinating place to explore, whether to pay homage to the illustrious departed or simply to enjoy the quiet beauty and serenity of the cemetery. Ixoxocotlan, located in the state of Oaxaca, Mexico, is a place where the traditions of mourning and the link between the living and the dead are celebrated in a unique way rooted in Mexican culture. In this town, death is not seen as the end, but as a transition to another form of existence, and every year, rituals and festivities are held to remember and honor loved ones who have passed away. During the festivities, visitors to Ixoxocotlan can witness a touching display of love and respect for the deceased. The streets are filled with color with thousands of flowers, especially the emblematic cempasúchil flowers, and candles are lit to illuminate the path of the deceased back to the world of the living. Music is also an integral part of these celebrations, with entire families gathering around the graves, playing guitars, and singing songs in honor of their loved ones. These traditions are not only a way to remember the deceased, but also a way to keep alive the memory of those who are no longer physically among us. In Ixoxocotlan, mourning is lived collectively, with the community united in recognizing and celebrating the lives of those who have departed. For visitors, these festivities offer a unique opportunity to immerse themselves in the rich culture and spirituality of Mexico, as well as to reflect on the meaning of life and death. Beyond being simply a tourist experience, a visit to Ixoxocotlan during these festivities can be a moving and transformative experience that leaves a lasting impression on those fortunate enough to witness it. The Magnificent Seven is an informal term referring to 7 large cemeteries located in different areas of London, United Kingdom. This group of cemeteries was inspired by the famous Père Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, which became a model for urban cemeteries in Europe during the 19th century. The history of these cemeteries dates back to 1832, when the British Parliament passed a law allowing the construction of private cemeteries outside of central London. This was due to growing concern about overcrowding in existing cemeteries and the public health problems associated with them. The Magnificent Seven include cemeteries such as Highgate Cemetery, Kensal Green Cemetery, and West Norwood Cemetery, among others. These cemeteries are not only eternal resting places for many notable and prominent people in British history, but they are also semi-public spaces that offer the living the opportunity to enjoy nature and history. Many of these cemeteries are designed as landscaped parks, with meandering paths, ancient trees, and a variety of flora and fauna. Some have even been designated as local nature reserves, meaning they are protected and preserved for the enjoyment of the community. For visitors, the Magnificent Seven offer a unique opportunity to explore London's history and nature in a tranquil and serene setting. In addition to honoring the illustrious departed, the living can enjoy a scenic walk, participate in guided tours, or simply relax in the quiet beauty of these historic cemeteries. Mount Auburn Cemetery, located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, is a truly remarkable place with a rich history and distinctive charm. Founded in 1831, it is recognized as the first landscaped cemetery in the United States, and its landscaping influenced the creation of many similar cemeteries throughout the country. What makes Mount Auburn so special is its impressive collection of graves and monuments, as well as its peaceful and serene natural setting. The cemetery is home to the graves of numerous prominent authors, scientists, politicians, and artists, many of whom rest under the shade of ancient oaks and majestic maples. This diversity of personalities and accomplishments contributes to the richness and depth of Mount Auburn's cultural and historical legacy. One of the most prominent features of the cemetery is the Bigelow Chapel, built in the 1840s. This distinctive architectural structure adds a touch of beauty and solemnity to the cemetery landscape and has become one of Mount Auburn's most recognizable landmarks. In addition to its historical and cultural significance, Mount Auburn Cemetery has also captured the imagination of many for its enigmatic and cinematic appearance. Its winding paths, sculptural monuments, and quiet, contemplative atmosphere make it a popular location for film shoots and photo shoots. The Glasgow Necropolis is a Victorian-era cemetery and is notable for being the first garden cemetery in England. These types of cemeteries, which include green areas and are often converted into parks, have become very popular in recent decades. They have become ideal places to stroll and enjoy the natural environment, which has encouraged the emergence of a new trend known as necrotourism. The Glasgow Necropolis is in a privileged location on an elevated hill, making it one of the most beautiful viewpoints in Scotland's largest city. From this point, a breathtaking view of the cathedral can be enjoyed, adding significant aesthetic and cultural value to the visit. The Monumental Cemetery of Milan is a place that, rather than looking like a typical necropolis, gives the feeling of an open-air museum. It was built in 1866 with the aim of unifying and replacing the small and often unhealthy cemeteries that existed in the city until then. This cemetery has become a work of art in itself, as it is full of sculptures, temples, and obelisks. Strolling through the Monumental Cemetery, visitors can admire an impressive collection of funerary monuments that have been created by some of the most renowned Italian artists. The elaborate tombs and mausoleums not only commemorate the deceased, but also reflect the rich history and culture of Milan. The sculptures and structures vary in style from neoclassical to modernist, offering a visually stunning and diverse experience. In addition, the cemetery's design and orderly layout contribute to the feeling of being in a carefully planned and artistically conceived space. This makes the Monumental Cemetery a place of reflection, beauty, and serenity, where architecture and art come together to pay homage to those who have passed on, while offering visitors a unique and enriching environment to explore and appreciate. The Vyšehrad Monumental Compound is one of the most famous sites in Prague. This historical complex includes a fortress, a park, a neo-Gothic church, and a cemetery known for its beauty and cultural significance. The fortress, located on a hill overlooking the Vltava River, offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city. The park, with its well-kept paths and gardens, is ideal for strolling and relaxing. The Church of St. Peter and Paul, with its neo-Gothic architecture, is a highlight for its beauty and historical significance. The Waverly Cemetery houses the graves of many illustrious Czech artists, scientists, and politicians, and is considered one of the most beautiful in Europe. Within this cemetery is the Slovan, an impressive pantheon where many of these important personalities rest, reflecting the rich cultural and scientific heritage of the Czech nation. Kilmacud Cemetery is located next to the monastery of the same name in County Galway, Ireland. This monastic complex has origins dating back to the 7th century, making it a place of great historical and cultural significance. The site includes a medieval Irish tower, the ruins of a cathedral, and an ancient cemetery. The medieval tower is a prominent structure in the complex. These towers were typical of Irish monastic architecture and served as a shelter and bell tower. The Kilmacud Tower is remarkable for its height and good state of preservation, offering a window into the past and into medieval Irish architecture. The ruins of the cathedral add a sense of majesty and reverence to the site. Although largely demolished, the structure still reflects the religious importance it once held. Walking among its remains allows visitors to imagine the grandeur of the cathedral in its heyday. The English Cemetery in Florence is a place of great historical and cultural significance. It was built in the 19th century to serve as a burial place for the Protestant European immigrants who arrived in the city, since they could not be buried in the traditional Catholic cemeteries. This cemetery houses the tombs of many writers and artists, one of the most notable being that of the English poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Her funerary monument is considered a true work of art, standing out for its expressiveness and refinement. The Romanesque-style sculptures that adorn the gravestones of the cemetery are outstanding examples of the funerary sculpture of the time, with intricate details and emotive representations that reflect the feelings and spirit of Romanticism. The Englishman's Cemetery is more than a place of eternal rest, it is a tourist attraction in its own right. The tombstones and monuments, with their elaborate sculptures and artistic details, attract visitors from all over the world interested in history, literature, and art. Strolling through the cemetery is like walking through an open-air museum, where each tomb tells a story and each sculpture offers a window into the past. In addition to its artistic and cultural value, the cemetery offers a peaceful and contemplative atmosphere. Situated on a hill, it provides panoramic views of Florence, adding an element of natural beauty to the experience. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. We also invite you to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. St. Peter's Cemetery in Salzburg is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful cemeteries in Europe, and also one of the oldest in the world. This historic cemetery has its origins in the early days of Christianity, giving it an atmosphere of deep history and reverence. The tombs and crypts of St. Peter's Cemetery are arranged around the Gothic Margarethenkappel Chapel, a building that in itself is an architectural gem. The chapel, with its Gothic details and antiquity, adds an air of majesty and solemnity to the surroundings. The cemetery is the final resting place of many important figures in Salzburg society. Among those buried here are aristocrats, artists, musicians, and notable citizens who have left their mark on the city's history. The tombstones and mausoleums are richly decorated, with inscriptions and sculptures that tell the stories of these personalities and reflect the funerary art of various eras. The Almudena Cemetery is one of the most emblematic cemeteries in Madrid, Spain. Its full name is Cementerio de Nuestra Señora de la Almudena, in honor of the patron saint of the city. This cemetery is part of the largest funeral complex in Madrid and is located in the district of Carabanchel. The Almudena Cemetery has a rich history dating back to the 19th century, when it was built to meet the needs of Madrid's growing population. Since then, it has witnessed numerous historical moments and significant events for the city. The design of the cemetery combines architectural elements of different styles, reflecting the different periods of its construction and the cultural diversity of Madrid. Among its most outstanding features are its wide tree-lined avenues, imposing mausoleums and funerary sculptures, which testify to the city's artistic wealth and religious devotion. Within the Almudena Cemetery, you can find graves of outstanding personalities of Madrid's history, as well as of anonymous citizens whose lives also left a mark on the community. In addition, it houses pantheons of aristocratic and noble families, as well as sections dedicated to different religious denominations, reflecting the cultural and religious diversity of the city. The Vienna Central Cemetery, known in German as Zentralfriedhof, is one of the largest and most famous cemeteries in Europe. Located in the Simmering district of Vienna, Austria, this cemetery is a place of great cultural and historical importance. The Central Cemetery was opened in 1874 to house the remains of Viennese citizens, regardless of their ethnic origin or social class. Since then, it has become the final resting place of many notable figures, including musicians, artists, scientists, and politicians. One of the most outstanding features of the Vienna Central Cemetery is its impressive architecture and landscaping. Its vast grounds are divided into sections, each with its own style and ambience. The cemetery features tree-lined avenues, manicured gardens, and a variety of monuments and mausoleums, many of which are works of art in their own right. Among the most famous graves is the monument to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, one of the most visited in the cemetery. You can also find the graves of other famous composers, such as Ludwig van Beethoven, Johann Strauss, and Franz Schubert, as well as those of other prominent artists and writers. Vienna Central Cemetery is also known for its unique funerary architecture, which encompasses a variety of styles, from neoclassical to modernist. The tombs and mausoleums are decorated with sculptures, reliefs, and elaborate architectural details, reflecting Vienna's rich culture and history. In 2013, in the Saqqara region of Egypt, an archaeological discovery was made that shook the foundations of ancient history. A 4,000-year-old tomb. What really captivated researchers, however, was what they found inside. The walls were adorned with illustrations that told a poignant Egyptian love story. These carefully crafted depictions appeared to tell the story of Merititis, an Egyptian priestess, and Kahai, a singer. Unlike the typical scenes found in Pyramid-era tombs, which usually depict married couples, the images in this tomb revealed a unique romantic affection. In one particularly poignant scene, the couple gazed deeply into each other's eyes, capturing the essence of their love in an eternal moment. But the awe did not stop there. Inside the tomb, in addition to the remains of the lovers, those of their children and possibly even their grandchildren were also found. This discovery sheds light on the nature of this family, highlighting a special connection and a union that transcended the barriers of time and mortality. The tomb reveals not only a story of enduring love, but also the strength and cohesion of a family across generations in ancient Egypt. In 2011, a group of archaeologists were conducting excavations at a pre-Incan site in the region of Peru when they made a jaw-dropping discovery. The tomb of a priestess accompanied by 8 other people. While this find alone was impressive, what they found just below them turned out to be even more intriguing. 2 years later, in 2013, the same archaeologists working at this archaeological site unearthed a subway chamber specifically designed to flood. It appears that this tomb was part of an ancient cult dedicated to water, a unique and fascinating religious practice. This flooded tomb was built by the Lumbayak people, a little-known group that existed approximately 800 years ago. Inside this flood chamber, archaeologists found 4 sets of human remains. One of them was adorned with pearl beads, turquoise, and shells, suggesting a special social or ceremonial status. The other 3 sets were more simply dressed, which aligns with the common practice of burying wealthier individuals with an entourage to accompany them on their journey to the afterlife. Shi Huang D, the legendary first emperor of China, is remembered for many things, but his tomb and the famous army of terracotta warriors are perhaps the most prominent. However, the mysterious tomb of the Qin emperor still holds secrets to be discovered. Its excavation has been delayed for years due to high concentrations of the toxic element, mercury. Information about the interior of Qin's tomb comes largely from accounts written by the court historian Siam Qian during the Han Dynasty. According to these accounts, to recreate the rivers and lakes of China in the tomb, the builders poured large quantities of liquid mercury, a practice that modern scientific evidence has confirmed. However, to this day, technology has not allowed us to fully explore the interior of the tombs. Despite these limitations, advances in remote control technology have allowed us to glimpse some aspects of tomb structure. In addition, experimental excavations have revealed terracotta figures of dancers and musicians, in sharp contrast to the imposing armies of terracotta warriors outside. This discovery continues to fascinate archaeologists and scientists, as it offers a unique and astonishing insight into the richness and complexity of ancient China's funerary culture, as well as the technology and construction skills of the time. Approximately 12,000 years ago, at a time that now seems remote to us, a woman of great importance and respect passed away and was the subject of an elaborate funeral ritual. This woman, about 45 years old at the time of her death, found her final resting place in the depths of a cave known as Hillazon Cave, located in northern Israel. It was in 2005 that this cave revealed one of the most fascinating secrets of antiquity. Inside this cave, archaeologists not only discovered the remains of the woman, but also found 28 other skeletons. However, among all of them, the woman stood out in a remarkable way. It is believed that she played the role of a shaman in her community, a figure revered and respected for her ability to communicate with spirits, especially animal spirits. The burial of this shaman was quite an event, marked by rituals and ceremonies. One of the most surprising aspects was the presence of a funeral feast that included no less than 86 turtles. This gesture further highlights the importance and status of women in their tribe. The burial process consisted of 6 meticulously executed stages. It began with the preparation of the cave tomb, followed by the decoration of the grave with animal remains and other significant objects. Finally, the woman was placed in her final place in the tomb, separated from the others buried by a special stone. This elaborate and respectful burial process offers us a unique insight into the beliefs and practices of the community in which this shaman lived, as well as her prominent position within it. Her legacy endures as a testament to the complexity and depth of spiritual life in prehistoric times. In 2012, a team of archaeologists made an extraordinary discovery in northern Greece that brought to light a fascinating piece of ancient history. The mysterious tomb of Casta, also known as the Tomb of Amphipolis. This discovery dates back to the time of Alexander the Great, the legendary conqueror who left an indelible mark on the history of the ancient world. What makes the Casta tomb so special is its rich decoration and intriguing architecture. Archaeologists were amazed to discover an exquisitely detailed mosaic depicting scenes from Greek mythology. In addition, the tomb's pillars are adorned with figures of young women, adding even more mystery and beauty to the site. This tomb was built at a tumultuous time in history, just after the death of Alexander the Great. It is believed to have been the final resting place of someone very close to the great conqueror. However, the exact identity of the tomb's occupant remains a subject of debate and speculation. Several theories have been proposed as to who might have been buried in Casta's tomb. Some suggest that it could have been a member of Alexander the Great's family, while others point to important generals or political figures of the time. One particularly intriguing theory is the possibility that the tomb belongs to Hephaestion, Alexander the Great's childhood friend and lover. Although 5 bodies have been found inside the tomb, excavations at the site were virtually halted due to the financial crisis that hit Greece at the time. This fact has left numerous questions unanswered and has made the tomb of Casta one of the most exciting archaeological mysteries of ancient history. In 1999, in faraway China, an archaeological discovery took place that defied expectations and surprised the scientific community. A tomb, dated approximately 1,400 years ago, was found containing the remains of an individual named Yu Hong. The amazing thing about this discovery lies in an unexpected detail. Yu Hong was not of Asian, but of European descent. This tomb, located in Taiyuan, represents an important milestone in the exploration of human genetic heritage. It is the easternmost site where someone with Yu Hong's genetic lineage has been found, indicating a significant migration from Europe to the heart of China in ancient times. Analysis of Yu Hong's remains reveals his connection to an ancient genetic line descending from Western Eurasia, shedding light on population movements and cultural interactions in the region at that period. The structure and design of the tomb are characteristic of Central Asian tombs of that era, suggesting a shared cultural and architectural influence between different geographic regions. One of the most fascinating aspects of this discovery is the artistic representations found in the tomb. While rendered in typical Central Asian styles, the images of Yu Hong and his family show European physical characteristics, such as straight noses and blue eyes. This contrast between Asian art and the European features of the buried individuals provides a unique insight into the interaction between different ethnic groups in antiquity. In addition to Yu Hong, the skeleton of an East Asian woman was also found in the same tomb, suggesting that she was probably his wife. This finding sheds further light on the complex inter-ethnic relations and intermarriage that existed at that time and place. In ancient times, when the vast Maya Empire extended into the lands of Honduras, one of the most prominent cities in Central America was Copan. This city flourished as a political and commercial center from the 5th to the 9th century, playing a crucial role in the cultural landscape of the region. Despite its historical importance, for many years, Copan remained shrouded in mystery, with little knowledge available about its true greatness. However, this all changed in 2005 with an archaeological discovery that shook the foundations of our understanding of Maya civilization. In the heart of Copan, an extraordinary tomb was found that housed the remains of an individual belonging to the elite of Maya society. The most remarkable thing about this tomb is its unusual arrangement. The individual, estimated to have died around 650 AD, was found lying cross-legged in a chair, a position previously thought to be uncommon among the Maya. This finding challenged previous beliefs about Maya burial practices and provided a unique insight into the customs and beliefs of this ancient civilization. In addition to the position of the deceased, the tomb was adorned with dazzling jade jewelry, reflecting the status and importance of the individual in Maya society. But most surprising was the location of the tomb. Unlike the tombs of prominent figures usually found in Copan's ceremonial center, known as the Acropolis, this tomb was discovered inside a remote temple, adding an additional element of intrigue and mystery to this fascinating discovery. Denisova Cave, located in a remote region of Siberia, might seem insignificant to the casual observer. However, this place is actually one of the most important historical sites in the world, with a rich legacy that has fascinated archaeologists and scientists for decades. It all began in 2010, when an astonishing discovery was made inside this seemingly ordinary cave. the little finger of a young girl. Subsequent analysis revealed that this girl lived an impressive 50,000 years ago, belonging to a previously unknown human species called the Denisovans. These ancient humans, who lived and died inside the Denise Cave, have left an intriguing legacy that continues to baffle scientists to this day. Although the fossil remains of the Denisovans are sparse, some additional fragments have been found, such as pieces of teeth and small bone fragments, many of which date to 110,000 years ago, and others to 170,000 years ago. These findings suggest a prolonged and significant human presence in the cave over the millennia. What could have attracted the Denisovans to this remote location? It is believed that Denisova Cave offered a unique combination of factors that made it attractive to prehistoric human life, such as abundant natural light and ample space. These same features also attracted other human species, such as Neanderthals and later, modern humans, who left their own mark on the site throughout history. The study of Denisova Cave and its prehistoric inhabitants continues to be an inexhaustible source of knowledge about human evolution and genetic diversity. Each new discovery at this fascinating site sheds light on our ancestral past and brings us a little closer to understanding the complexity of human history in the Siberian region and beyond.